Chapter 61-29. Panjiayuan can be regarded as the Jerusalem of the Chinese antiques industry. Those who have been through Panjiayuan can basically walk sideways on the antique streets of any city in China. Peter has a rich resume. When he returned to Oris Hill Antique Street to do business, outsiders seemed to be in decline. However, he didn't want to explain too much, so he smiled and said, "I'll settle down now that I'm here. I've been to a lot of places over the years, and it seems I still like Oris Hill more." After that, he bowed towards the other party. He cupped his hands and said politely, "I will come over early tomorrow morning. If brother has any recommendations for good shops, please help me pay attention. I will pay brother a share of the tea price after the matter is completed." The man readily agreed, Okay, let me help you keep an eye on it." After saying that, he waved goodbye to Peter. After Peter left, he stopped closing the stall and took out his mobile phone to make a call. As soon as the phone call came through, he said very respectfully, "Manager Chen. There's something I've been thinking about for a long time, and I think it's necessary to tell you." The manager Chen on the phone is now the general manager of Antique Store. And he is also a popular figure in the antique street. When Peter was the general manager of the antique store, Manager Chen was his deputy. His professional ability was average, but he was very tactful and had accumulated good connections in the antique street. After Peter was fired by Warnier, Manager Chen temporarily filled the vacancy of general manager. Warnier also knew that Manager Chen's professional ability was not qualified for this position. So her plan was to let Manager Chen take over for a while and then replace him when she found a more suitable candidate. So his position at that time was changed from deputy manager to acting general manager. However, Warnier's relationship with Charlie became closer and closer. Thanks to Charlie's help, her status and strength in the Song family continued to rise like a rocket. The antique store's business became more and more important. "I can't care anymore. Now, Warnier has become the head of the entire Song family and the helmsman of the family worth hundreds of billions of yuan. Naturally, a small side business like antique store is even more insignificant. So she does not invest more energy in the antique store. The owner didn't pay much attention to this business. So Manager Chen gradually took off his hat as acting general manager and became the real general manager. In the Oris Hill antique industry, Antique Store is the well-deserved big brother. And Manager Chen is the talker here, so everyone in the street respects him. At this time, Manager Chen could not remember the person on the phone, so he said directly, "If you have any questions, just tell me." The stall owner quickly said attentively, "Manager Chen, do you remember Manager Zhu? You do, right? It was the Manager Zhu of Antique Store when you were the deputy manager." Manager Chen asked subconsciously, "You mean Liangyun Zhu?" The stall owner said without thinking, "Yes, it's him. I just wanted to call you to tell you that he is back." Manager Chen asked, "Liangyun is back? Where did he come back to?" The stall owner said, "He came back to the antique street. I was just about to close the stall when I saw him entering the antique street. And then after chatting with him for a few words, he told me that he planned to build a shop in the antique street." "What?" Manager Chen's voice suddenly became wary. After a moment of silence, he asked, "Are you sure it's Liangyun himself?" The stall owner patted his chest and said, "It's guaranteed to not be fake." Manager Chen murmured in surprise, "What's he doing coming back to Oris Hill all of a sudden? If he wants to open a shop, why should he come to Oris Hill? He can't open a shop anywhere?" The stall owner immediately agreed and said, "Manager Chen, when Liangyun comes back this time, is it possible that he wants to regain his position as the manager of the antique store? I should say something that shouldn't be said. Everyone said that antique store's business conditions have not been very good during this period. The recruitment information for general managers on the website. Now that Liangyun has suddenly come back, you must be careful." After hearing this, Manager Chen suddenly felt a little worried. Originally, the Song Group's financial team had always suggested that Warnier cut off Antique Store and related antique businesses. After all, Oris Hill itself is not the center of national antique exchanges. Not even a hub. Antique stores business is in this soil. In itself, it is difficult to grow. Moreover, the antique store's income situation is not optimistic either. After manager Chen took over, although antique stores business was not small, due to the lack of experience of the entire management team, antique store has basically been struggling to maintain its capital during this period. According to the financial department of the Song Group, if the business line of the antique store is retained, not only will there be no room for profit, but it is likely to begin to suffer losses in the near future. If this business is stopped now, the antique store can also be packaged and sold. Fixed assets plus brand value, there is still a certain profit, but once the antique store starts to lose money, its value will become lower and may even return to zero in the end. Therefore, the antique store is like a house in the period of plunge in house prices. Any time it is sold, it is considered to be sold at the high price at that time. Because if they keep it in their hands, its value will only get lower and lower. However, Warnia has her own thoughts on this business. It doesn't matter if the antique store doesn't make money. It doesn't matter if it loses some money. She just hopes that the antique store can maintain it, because after all, this is the place where she and Charlie first met.